Everyone, RemanX here with a big bug coming your way. That's right, guys. There are some bugs in the dark dimension, and you're not going to want to miss this. Now, this is pretty interesting. You guys are going to need to look at this very, very carefully because it's very specific on what it happens to and where it happens. And it's important because it's on a character that is heavily featured in dark dimension content, and is probably where a lot of people, that early wave is starting to get to this portion of the dark dimension. But we're going to showcase it in a second, right about here, right now. Now, with this, I want to make sure you guys are aware there is a warning here. Many cores were spent getting you this footage. You need to understand that there was a lot of attempts. This is from Queen of the Dam from Legion of Cabal, reported this issue to me. I asked her to record it, and she went in to do this for you guys so we can help figure out what's going on. So there's a couple of different bugs here. Some are impactful, some are a little bit of a workaround, and we can help you figure it out. So first things first, we're going to talk about the bug over here. So it's with Symbiote Spider-Man specifically. And so if you look right here, move myself, you're going to see that his ult is available. Now, she chooses the basic because she's trying to see if she goes back in this node. You might do this on occasion. You might try to load up your ult and have it work. So, from there, does her basic, and then we'll see she's going to let Symbiote Spider-Man die here. And so, you're going to see a couple of things happen here. Now, the next thing she's going to do is go into her character select screen, and then she's going to change some ISOs after she reses these characters. So there's a whole wave of characters dead, and she's spending these cores just for you. And what's going to happen is we're going to showcase this in a moment, and you're going to see the difference of what happens here. So right now they're all at full health. They're ready to rock and roll. And she's going to go back in her roster, and she wants to change the ISOs. And remember, this is just for purposes of testing. Change it to healer for you guys. And now, when she goes back into the character select screen, something interesting is going to happen. All right. So there it is. There's a visual. Now, this is a visual bug. She can actually go in there and fight, and we're going to showcase this for you. If you see this and you hit the heal button, when you go in there, and I tested it last night, it will go to anomaly detected. So if your characters died, you res them. It won't charge you the cores. We did double check that. It is a visual bug, but it's something to be aware of because you can indeed do the fight. So just a visual bug. Now, here's the real bug that's impacting you as players. So she's going to go into the fight here. I want you to pay attention of something as it comes up really specifically, because there's a few more bugs we're going to discuss as we go through this, so you guys get an idea of what's going on. So once it loads in here, we're going to go through a couple rotation. I want you guys to take a look at Symbiote Spider-Man's abilities and what's available. So obviously you see the warning, Ant-Man will always perform a special and ultimate, and then we've got Wasp will always perform her ultimate here. All right, here we go. So we're going to get to the point where it does the ult here. And you guys are going to watch. Right there. So the cooldowns aren't carrying over from waves. It's specifically happening with Symbiote Spider-Man. She had this trouble on her first run through Dark Dimension 4 because she was trying to get it to load up. Now, we passed this information on to the developers, so I just want to make you guys aware of it. Don't quit out if you're trying to load it up. You're better off just trying to get to the point where you can use it on the round that you're in. You won't be able to back out and keep the data. And again, I'm not sure if it's isolated to a platform. I don't think she was able to use it. I don't think it was a visual bug. So more feedback for you guys. We're seeing periodic issues where characters aren't loading up with full health. They're loading in, and we had an issue where, if you guys saw on Reddit, that a Thanos was loading in with only partial health, was fully res from the last round. So it's frustrating. These bugs are impacting you. So just as a recap, as you're going through Dark Dimension, on occasion, you will load into a node, and some of your characters will not be at full health. So what happens is it varies. It's definitely something that was frustrating to a lot of the members of the community. So just thinking about this is the thing that the people that trailblaze this game are doing. So this is feedback that will hopefully make it better for everyone. So thank you to Warrior Queen from Legion of Cabal for getting us this footage. Obviously, this is something that I'm sure they'll have some attention on as more and more people are progressing through this, and hopefully it won't impact your gameplay. But if you brought Symbiote Spider-Man and you were trying to use this tactic, you need to be aware of that early on. Now, again, we're going to talk about this. RemanX, we are going to be your number one source for DD4 information. We've got some additional stuff coming up here. I'm on Cosmic myself, just about to finish Symbiote Spider-Man for my city. So I'm projecting that I'll be ready to go by February. Probably do a birthday stream. We'll probably do the swear jar that's filling up as a giveaway on there. So be aware that around that time period, we're going to be doing a very, very special super stream, and maybe it'll line up with the release of Jubilee. So we're going to go into a lot more detail. We're testing out some of the comps, and we're giving you guys some hero feedback right now. I'm utilizing Mordo, and, well, he's okay, but I really wish I was able to bring Hela. Hela is a major impact character, but she's also in the 90 category. So I'm going through this slowly. The question is, will I complete Cosmic before I have my city ready to go? Which will happen first, chicken or the egg, right? So this is the mentality. I want you guys to make sure of this. There is no quote-unquote best character. You may be able to go in cheaply in some of the other nodes, early nodes, because you want to build towards city and or Cosmic and or Legendary, and you can go cheaply in Global. So that's why we're saying you want to try to find that peak, that average number of G15 uniques that you're using, because that's going to be what impacts you the most. So remember, there are no best characters right now. It's going to be what you use in your roster. It is not a sprint. It's a marathon. Ideally, you're going to just maximize what you have, because you really don't want to take characters that you would not normally use to G15. You don't want to take characters that you would never use to G15. And that's the point. I'm actually really enjoying Ghost in some of the end game content. We're doing the .3 raids, and this is something about, we were talking about the wider roster. This is something that you're going to be looking towards. So when you think about that from that perspective, there are quite a few different elements to this. When you're building your team, you're going to have to think about that wider roster. So these new raids are going to be featuring that. And I know it's like right now, you're probably not seeing this, but you will probably in the next iteration be able to start pushing the .2s and .3 completions as more and more people hit level 80. Level 80 is this big cap and over here. So again, just to recap these bugs, Symbiote Spider-Man resets his cooldowns on launch of the node. It may be happening with other characters. Stay tuned. We're going to find out if it's happening with Minerva. I'm going to be able to test that in the next couple of days here. We're definitely going to be eyeballing that. I've heard that it's happening, and that might be something to a benefit because of what she has early on, right? She has the res if she dies. So this might be a bug in our favor in that category. There are health bugs, so be careful. I don't know if there's a workaround for it. If you guys know a workaround, please put it in the comments. We'll try to get a workaround for you guys if there's a way to adjust for the characters not having full health. I know that can be frustrating because what do you go in there? Just let them die and then re-res? Don't know how to fix that. Don't know what's causing it. And it's definitely not a visual bug because I watched a member of the community do it right after they had just res the character, so it should have been at full health, so using the health packs. And it wasn't at full health for the beginning of the node. And then the last bug is a visual bug, so it's a low impact bug, but you need to be aware that if you switch ISOs, which is becoming more and more common in some of these game modes, this is what you're looking at. You might see that a character is dead and unavailable and actually is available. And so the good news is it will not cost you cores. If you try to heal them again, it'll actually just go into anomaly detected and then it'll crash the system. So crash is more of an annoyance than losing the cores. Trust me. Did it for you guys so you didn't have to. I did it last night to test. Definitely didn't lose cores, so don't panic if it happens to you. Remember, guys, love you much. Catch you guys on Twitch, and get excited that Swear Jar is filling up fast.